Welcome to Cody and the Cinema. Today I wanted to show you some of what I've been picking up in the last month or so. I've been moving, a lot of things have been going on in life, so this isn't quite what I might normally pick up necessarily, but some of what I picked up is like movie-related books, which is kind of cool. So I'll show you some of that too and sort of how that's helping enhance my movie life. But I did want to show you something I picked up that I don't think I've talked about on the channel. I've got this Miracle on 34th Street. I've seen this once before. I really liked it. And with Edmund Gwenn as Santa Claus, it's a really good old black and white movie. But it was only $1 because the disc is so scratched that I'm going to have to just wipe it off a little bit. It actually looks a lot healthier than I thought it did in the store. And I told the person, I was like, well, you know, it looks kind of beat up, and they sold it to me for $1, but really it's in pretty decent shape. So nice little $1 pickup there, thrifting. And another thing I found thrifting, I've been talking a little bit recently about Leave Her to Heaven. Leave Her to Heaven is a great movie in the Criterion Collection that I did a whole video on. And Gene Tierney, that great Technicolor movie. And I found this, I think this might be a first edition of the novel Leave Her to Heaven. And so I've been reading through that. And if you like the movie from the Criterion Collection, you have to read the book. I'm at the part with Danny at the water right now, and I can't wait to keep reading it. So if you've seen the movie or read the book, you'll kind of know where I am. But definitely has been fun to kind of read some books from these movies. These movies were based on. And speaking of that, I've shown this off on the channel before in another video, but I've got this great Remains of the Day that I got fairly recently. This is one of my favorite Anthony Hopkins movies now, and I just love the Twilight Time version of it. It's such a pretty movie. This is a story about a butler who goes on a road trip after his former employer has passed away, and he goes to seek out another character who is Emma Thompson in some ways, and in some ways just to kind of get out and experience the world. And he begins to doubt a little bit maybe his past, but he is so remarkable in this. So if you haven't seen The Remains of the Day or watched my videos, you should do that and get that version because it's really pretty. Let's see, a few other things I wanted to show you. Oh, I haven't, you know what? I was going through my packing materials and I almost forgot I had bought this. And this is called Night Passage with James Stewart and Audie Murphy. And it says, the local railroad becomes the constant target of a band of desperados, and train officials recruit a soft-spoken but life-hardened employee played by James Stewart to guard the payroll from more robberies. This sounds like I'll really like it. I do Western content, or I cover Western content on this channel pretty frequently, so this probably is something I will like by him. Don't know much else about it, so hopefully that's a good one. And I really like Scarface. This has been one of my favorite recent Criterions, and it's so good. It has a nice little piece of supplements with Bill Hader there. But this is just you've probably heard of the Al Pacino Scarface. This is the original, and it's very good. And I like this. I like the Roaring Twenties. I like a lot of the James Cagney movies. So I've really enjoyed this, and I love the artwork on this thing. Very, very good. Speaking of old movies, dropping everything there. Another old movie thrift. I just picked this up for about $1.50, I think, or $1 from my thrift store. This is Casablanca Behind the Scenes in Illustrated History. And I flipped through it a little bit, but I'll probably read some of it. But if you're into Casablanca, it's just like, I just saw Grand Hotel mentioned in there. Oh, there's even an old library card in this one. That's kind of cool. So I'll probably read some of this. And I think Casablanca has a 4K, right? I'll have to check that out. But I just love the look of this. Isn't that cool? All right. Showed this off once before on the channel, but Once Upon a Time in America, Finally got the Blu-ray. Rob De Niro in one of his best gangster movies. Ennio Morricone soundtrack, Sergio Leone directing. Oh, beautiful film. Devastating film. Tough film to watch. A kind of a mean-spirited performance from Rob De Niro in this one. I talked about him in my videos of the top 10 greatest Rob De Niro performances, but this has long been one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen, and I finally got a Blu-ray of it. Somewhere I have my DVD copy in there and my stuff that needs the rest of the way unpacked. Now, I found the coolest thing the other day that I had no idea existed. So, I've had this Double Indemnity 4K. I've seen it twice already from the 4K. It's beautiful. I've had that for a while now. But I found this book, the novel version, and I love the cover. Notice how it's like sideways. I got that, and I've got that in my guest room because it just looks really good in there. And it's got the train, you know. It even kind of matches the Criterion. Super cool. Super cool. Found that one. Was that a thrift? Yeah, that was a $3 thrift. So, real good one. And I haven't even got to put it in yet, but I do want to, over Christmas break, watch The Seven Samurai. I haven't seen the 4K version of it yet. This, of course, is like what The Magnificent Seven was remade into. And the only thing I don't like about this packaging, and I've said this before, is I don't love the digipack, like corners and stuff. They're already getting a little bit of wear on them, but man, I love the actual illustration of it. It feels like a fairy tale, like a haunted fairy tale, the way the cover is made here. And that might be kind of a little bit of the way the movie feels at times. This group of samurai who end up helping out some struggling townspeople when they're paid to defend them from bandits. They're all-time great movie, and I look forward to seeing it in the 4K. But I haven't actually shown it off in halls yet. All right, a few other little things. I did pick up a copy of Rosemary's Baby, which I love the film, and this is one of the first editions. And it's scary even from the outset there. And what I'll probably do is a video. Yeah, I'll probably do a video where I talk a little bit about the Polanski version, which is a fantastic film. And I have a 4K of it. Not crazy about the slipcover art on the 4K. I didn't even show it off here. But I've had that one for a while and I haven't seen it. But I was finally glad to find it. I've been looking for the copy of the book everywhere, and another good thrift there. And finally, this was a neat find for me that I found somewhere in Northern Virginia at another used bookstore, and I've been looking for this book for years. So this will be for my fans of The Searchers, and I know some of you that follow me do like this movie. This is called The Searchers, the Making of an American Legend. And I will read this whole book. If you have been following me for any length of time or you want to, I love The Searchers. It's a movie that originally did not appeal to me the first time I saw it too much, and over the years it's grown to be one of my very favorites, to the point that it's in my background here now, next to two smaller Once Upon a Time in the West posters. So, excuse me, glad to see that one. Those are my recent pickups. What are some things you've been watching? And voice is going out here a little bit, so bear with me. But if you do like the content, if you could click like for me, I would appreciate that. And we'll see you next time on Cody in the Cinema.